We started on this back in April of 2019, the lighting project, and at that time we were looking at being the paying for it just out of general funds, and we looked at at that time it was HID lighting, which is what we have now, like a volunteer. Since then, technology's changed quite a bit, and now they're offering LED lighting. But Seth has been working with Holston Electric, and I'll let him talk about the proposal that we were able to work out with Holston Electric.
Originally, what he was talking about was just the softball baseball field, and I had reached out to Holston about a deal or a contract that we were in with them about Rogersville Middle's football field, just to see if we could do anything there to creatively upgrade that lighting because it needed it badly. And in doing so, they offered to have an engineer come out and with a Musco rep and look at not only Rogersville Middle, but look at the Surgoinsville fields again, so that we can look at the possibilities of having LED field lighting for all. So that proposal that you see there in front of you would be for all three of those sites, which brand new LED lighting. We would be able to reuse most of the poles at Rogersville Middle, so all they're going to have to do is crossbars, lighting, and driving, which will save us a lot of money at that side.
Didn't we have to pay for the poles?
At Rogersville Middle.
From anybody, didn't Holston Electric provide the poles, or do we have to pay for that?
That's dependent. A lot of the Musco lighting, the athletic field lighting, we actually purchase that as a package through Musco.
Because it's got the,
It's got the
okay.
crossbars, they're already pre-made.
Now, it says no rock removal, what's that mean?
If
If they were to get up there to install the new poles, they're gonna have to dig out for a pier to bolt the poles to. So that is inclusive, that they would not, if they get rock, they would not have to, first one, that rock removal, we would have to pay that extra.
if you have to drill and blade, so that's not included.
And we can't, you all can't do that.
Oh, no.
I can't either.
They like to drive.
I might like to use the jackhammer, that'd be like 5 pounds. Sorry. So, and if I'm reading down here, $5,000 a month, is that for all of it? Or is that, I can't read right
It would include,
automatic
service,
service.
bolts, hardware, and electrical costs.
now. Okay, but in your front, in parentheses, you've got $5,000
Plus or minus.
plus or minus a month.
But that would be for all three sites.
Okay, so that's the electric bill.
That is including the electric bill as well as the maintenance
Oh, okay,
and service of
okay.
those lighting.
And what's handwritten would be the grand total to do those three fields.
Yes, sir, the hand totals, my notes from when we took the conference call, so that grand total is what we'd be looking at if we were to purchase and install these packages as is.
And I'm sorry, I didn't have this in front of me in the beginning, but would this still be general funds? Or did you say something afterwards?
He was speaking about whenever they first looked at this in
Right.
2019, that was the idea again, was to look at using general funds
Right.
for this. But with this agreement with Holston Electric, what we're looking at is having an agreement with them that we can do monthly payments to eventually pay
So
these
that's
off.
So that's that 5,000.
So right
And
now,
it includes the service costs.
and for right now, what we're doing at Rogersville Middle with the existing system is that's included in our electrical payments, I believe Melissa can. Yeah, so we just get an electrical bill from
Right.
them, and that includes the service fees and the upgrade fees for the lights that are on RMS. So if we were to enter into something like this for Surgoinsville Middle and upgrade Rogersville Middle, it would occur the same way. We would just get a monthly bill to be paid as an electric /contract.
Okay.
How do those finances work as far as that monthly payment? Is it, how long and what's this interest rate right here, is that the,
That monthly charge, that 12% is typical of what they're doing. What electrical companies, and that's what they done at Rockville Middle, was they charge you that base percentage charge of the total project.
It's a service charge, not an interest.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't have any upfront costs in this, so they're paying it up front,
yeah,
and then we're paying this percentage.
okay.
What's your 1%?
That's 12%.
Oh, that's
So,
It's
in
1% a month
parentheses, in parentheses.
times 12.
well, yeah, 1% per month.
Okay, okay. I need an X and.
So the question, about 3.5 years ago was, you know, what would we be looking at if we were to upgrade the lighting at Surgoinsville, which right now, you know that they're on, used telephone poles. Some of them have fallen over the years. The lights are angled as such that the coaches are always, trying to manipulate those and move them because they're shining in eyes if they're working. It's pretty shoddy over at Surgoinsville. So we wanted to see if there was something we could package, an upgrade at RMS with the Surgoinsville to see if we could get something going, and this is what they came up with. It is consistent with what we're already paying at RMS, but we get the benefit of LED lighting, and they're on the hook for maintaining and upgrading that throughout the year, throughout the contract. So that's the benefit to us. We don't have the equipment, we have to rent the equipment if we have to do lighting changes or lighting work at the football stadiums, for example, because we own those stanchions and lights. Here, Holston, who has all that equipment, is responsible for doing that stuff.
Could we possibly work a deal where we could contract with them and write it into this agreement to where they could service our football stadiums?
We actually have contacted them about, you're talking about all of them, Cherokees,
Yeah.
their buckets won't reach.
Oh, they won't?
We have to have 135
Okay.
foot off drain lift
They
or
would
reaching it.
have, obviously helped us out, but we've called them multiple times and they're not able to reach.
Okay.
They would have.
And this would, you know, $541,638, approximately $5,000 a month at 1% interest. We're gonna run for what, 10 to 12 years?
I was like,
And this would, again, that's Rogersville Middle School football stadium, not the baseball.
No, football.
Just football.
Football, Surgoinsville Middle School, baseball,
And softball,
and softball, and not the football.
not the football.
Okay.
so that's like 9 years or so, 9 or 10 years.
Yeah.
What happens after that? Like, is it right that they own it? They own the
They still
equipment,
own the equipment, yes.
but then they still service it after we pay it off? Like, what's the timeline on that, or how does that work?
It basically stays in perpetuity until there's another agreement reached.
Okay.
So, how it's worked at RMS is, we've been well past that 10-year period. And they continue servicing it as long as we pay the service fee.
Okay.
So this service fee at 1%, I mean, if we were to have to purchase this outright, first of all, we couldn't get it at 1%.
Right.
And we'd have to have quite a bit of that down in order to get the financing for it, and then we own the equipment. But that price doesn't include a service fee that we would have to come up with or work with the vendor on to cover it during the portion of the loan.
Okay.
So there's benefits to owning, there's also benefits to paying a service fee and having others with the right equipment. I mean,
What's that 1% based off of? The total cost?
They're what basically Holston is purchasing this equipment and the labor up front and paying for the project, and then we pay the service fee, which covers the electricity used and their labor if they incur any after the point of installation.
Okay.
It's basically an insurance and free labor from that point on after you pay the fee. Not really free, but
Yeah.
What's the timeline for installation?
Really, it's dependent upon the supply chain. It's like,
Next year.
I know that, whenever we walk the fields with the engineer from Austin and the gentleman from Musco said that as far as lighting, they can get lighting. The drivers, which is electrical board, that's the issue, but anything with maybe polymers right now, it's hard for any of us to get a hold of. So that's the hold up on their side, but, Holston, they're 8 months out on transporters. That's transporters. I mean, it's unreal what we're facing with supply.
That's everywhere.
Have we ever done these quasi leases or? Or this
With
is
the
like-
one at Rogersville is currently,
That's the
that's the way it is now.
And it's
It
working.
has been for 20-some years.
This worked pretty good as far as how the setup is.
Well, I mean, the best thing is I can call them today and they'll have it repaired this afternoon.
Yeah,
That's the bonus.
right.
Because it's low.
If, just for instance, when we have to do Cherokee or volunteer, by the time you get equipment moved in, I mean, just the lift alone, the 135-foot lift that we have to have there,
Right.
Yeah.
we'll spend $4,000 on it just for it to show up.
Yeah.
So,
One question, and I think this is a very good opportunity for our system, because it's minimal dollars up front, the exposure that our children would get, pardon the pun. But when would the payments start? At the completion of the project?
yeah, they wouldn't start that when it's completed.
Okay, I would like to make a recommendation that we send this to the full board with our support.
I'll second
I'll
that.
second.
We have to have
Well,
a vote. We agree.
Okay, all right.
And just one more point of, just to put your mind at ease, there's several municipalities throughout the region that use agreements like this. It's not just school systems that are
Right.
using them, it's water departments, it's other entities that make use of agreements like this with Holston, because we use their buying power and their ability to service the equipment and their know-how, and we pay them a service fee to maintain that equipment, and we get the benefit of that.
So we don't, the comptroller question, do we have to bid this out?
No, I mean, we're not purchasing the equipment, we're purchasing.
Well, after 10 years, we will have purchased the equipment.
That's the
No,
one.
no.
Yeah, they still own.
They still own.
We will never own the equipment.
Okay. Ms. Jennifer, if you could add that under new business for next Thursday, please.